Ideas that come to mind when you think about a man who's HIV positive. Maybe those are assumptions, some of those based on factual statistics, some of those based on personal experiences, some of those based on fears. In this episode, we're going to explore masculinity and its relationship to HIV. Men, the straight and the gay.
Bright lights, big city.
It's not just about people going around and having unprotected sex. It's far more complicated than that, but far more obvious than that as well. If we don't improve those conditions, those other societal flaws, then we're just waiting for the next epidemic again.
Straight black male with HIV. Do tell what that means.
It means I'm a man, heterosexual man, or at one point I was a heterosexual teenager who had unprotected sex.
Being HIV positive, do you have to ever deal with the question of, are you gay? Is that like a thing that you have to deal with?
Yeah. It's still almost common knowledge that if you are positive and a black man, then you're either in the down low or you've just done something. A lot of people now have a hard time kind of visualizing or understanding how a heterosexual man can become positive through unprotected sex. I mean, it's obviously a much rarer occurrence than women acquiring the virus, but it still happens, and it happens, probably more often than people want to know, because a lot of men don't talk about it. We don't show up.
How do you? This is a personal question. How do you deal with dating and disclosure? That's assuming that you're single. I mean, if you...
Yeah, I'm single. It's not... it's not always easy. I mean, it has to happen. I mean, from my perspective, I can't... If I feel like if I meet someone that the possibility of intimacy is, in the future, if I'm attracted to them, so forth and so on, then I have to disclose it at some point before it goes that direction.
Oh, before it even goes that direction?
Because, I mean, there's never a perfect time. I mean, it's not the smoothest line to insert into a conversation during happy hour. The sooner the better. 20, almost 30 years of being positive, it's not become much easier. The worst thing about having a first date is having the next first date. Because you kind of build, you do have that anticipation all over again, and clearly the last first date didn't work out for whatever reason. And that's regardless of status, obviously. I've had women ask me, I don't know if what the complete intent was, but aren't you happy dating other women who are HIV positive? And I'm like, I could be, but one of them, I don't necessarily think I'm relegated to just dating someone HIV positive. I want to date, someone who I feel comfortable with, who I trust, who has all the qualities I look for in a woman, not an HIV positive woman. Now, if the woman I date is HIV positive, then so be it. But it's not going to be because of HIV. Even people living with HIV don't have all this. I mean, that doesn't guarantee compatibility.
I made a decision and I moved to San Francisco on Halloween 1995, and it changed my entire life.
What happened in San Francisco?
I met the dude who gave me AIDS. I went and I was a gay man for the first time in my life. I wasn't like this straight gay man in New York. When I was in New York being gay in the 70s and 80s, it was never about, I'm gay, yay. You know, it was like, I'm Walt, this is what I do. It was like the first place I ever had public displays of affection with guys. It was the first place I ever had like really like different kinds of boyfriends. And I had some really major relationships when I was there. I had really hot affairs there. I had met a dude who was the antithesis of my last boyfriend that I had been with for 10 years. He had dyed blonde hair. He was a punk. He had plugs back in the mid-90s, which nobody had.
Right.
He was tattooed, which was, then that was another thing that was kind of new. He was younger than me. He was a total rebel. He was a prostitute. I knew that. It didn't bother me. But I didn't know he was positive, and we had unsafe sex, and we were high on ecstasy, and I let him fuck me, and I'd never let anybody fuck me, ever. And I would, yeah, bareback, and I was like high, and it was fun, but I knew the minute he did it, I looked at him, and it was like one of those moments when I was like, this girl, I don't mean to get too specific here, but I am not a bottom, okay? So for me to be enjoying that, I had to be high, okay? And I looked at him, and he looked like fucking possessed by the devil. And I was like, something bad is happening, but I will feel good, and I'm gonna ride this out. And he got guilty immediately because we had safe sex all the way up until then. I still don't think you can get it from oral sex, and I'm always open about the fact that I'm positive, but I found that most other guys, when you have sex with them when they're negative, they'll have oral sex with you and they won't freak them out. I've only had one person I was involved with who wouldn't have oral sex with me because they were afraid they would make me wear a rubber one. They'd suck my dick, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. You just don't get to suck my dick.
What is your biggest fear of being a gay man in South Africa?
My biggest fear has to be homophobia, because I was beaten up one time for being gay. Yeah, so that's my biggest fear.
What happened to you when they beat you up?
Nothing much, but my brother came out to the rescue and they stabbed him, but he never, he just went to the hospital and came back.
What's the story of what happened, though?
For me being gay.
Were you just walking down the street, or were these people you knew, or strangers?
Not really, I didn't know them. I knew them by I see you walking there, so I don't talk to you. I didn't talk to them before.
And then but you had seen them around before, so they maybe just saw you, and then they just came at you like that.
They started swearing and actually beating me up.
Oh shit.
But it was alright, man.
You were a soldier, you made it through.
I can fight my battles.
Fight your battles, but you don't want to have to all the time.
Yeah, especially when it comes to my sexuality now. When I was still in the closet, I would see gay guy going on the street, and my friends would call him names, and I would call him names too.
Oh, you would call him names too?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I was trying to. That's what's common in this HIV and gay thing.
When did you guys pass the law for legalizing gay marriage?
2008, I think.
2008? Okay, so it's been a minute.
You can have a man who have broken or robbed everybody's house in the community, and everybody know that he do it. He go in and out of the penitentiary, and every time he comes from the pen, the family throw him a barbecue. They embrace him, they celebrate him. You have that same son sitting over there who may be HIV positive or who may just be gay. And he's almost demonized. And so that's just the way we see it. The worst thing you can be, I think, and this is just me. It's not based on anything that's science. It's just me, Marsha K. I think the worst thing you can be in a black community is be gay.
Good job.